Well, I think there are a number of challenges, but if you're asking me for the most significant one, I think it would be around the what a commissioner might do to ensure his or her election and or obviously re-election. And I think that would centre around trying to influence the Chief Constable in his or her locality to actually do things differently, in other words, interfere with operational affairs. And I think inevitably that will bring some bloodletting between both of the individuals, and that does not augur well, in my opinion, in terms of public confidence, because if there is these tensions between these two critical individuals, it will spill out into the public domain. It's a good question. I mean, the fact is that some of us have been campaigning long and hard in opposition to PCCs, but we have to respect the fact that it's now on the statute book, and the reality is we're going to have elections on the 15th of November, and therefore we've got to do our best to ensure that the transition is as fluid as is possible. And I think the first thing that police authorities and their local councils should do is actually set up shadow boards, shadow panels, to accommodate those transitional arrangements. Well, the impact upon the specialists is that a PCC is going to take over the role, the mantle of police authorities. Now, I think police authorities hitherto do value the role and function and activities of the Special Constabulary, but they've now got to sell the product, if you like, to an individual in their communities. That individual is clearly going to prioritise what he or she feels is appropriate to the community that they represent. I would hate to think that specials might not be seen as a priority and drops down the pecking order. So I think it's incumbent upon all the organisations connected with the specials to start knocking on doors with ministers to try and get ministers to persuade PCCs, whenever they're in place, to actually recognise the true value and good value that specials bring to the table. Well, I sit on the APA, as you well know, and my take from colleagues on the board and beyond is that the police authorities up and down the country do value extremely the contribution that specials make, and I think all I can say is that whilst that is the situation, the specials during the period that police authorities continue to be in existence should be making representations to ensure that the progression that's currently taking place is allowed to develop towards November 2012, in the hope that that will be recognised by the PCCs and that they will carry on supporting specials in a substantial way.